Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm riding this. This is the Yamaha MT-03 or MT-03. MT actually stands for Master of Torque, but not here. MT actually stands for Master of being overpriced because the on-road price of this motorcycle is rupees 5.46 lakhs, which is 6,000 more than the Yamaha R3. Both of these motorcycles are very expensive because they come to India via the CBU route. Yeah, completely imported, high taxation. I don't even understand the point why Yamaha launched these motorcycles because super duper expensive. Anyways, the design might remind you of the MT-15 because the front end is that very weird alienish look. This is the DRL and this is the main beam, which is sort of a, no, it is not sort of, it is a proper projector here. I've turned on the hazard lights right now. The quality fit finish of this motorcycle is absolutely phenomenal. There is the horn of the motorcycle. The forks are upside down, yeah. USD forks here, but they are actually very small, Chintu Mintu 37mm. Meanwhile, KTM and all those people offer much thicker forks, but Yamaha being Yamaha obviously cut costs here and there. Meanwhile, you get this sort of a teal finish on the alloy wheels. Front disc, I think 298mm, and tire size happens to be 110/70/17. Alright, that is the reflector. The engine is a bit loud right now. This actually pushes air into the engine. Yes, it does that. Actually, it pushes it into the air box because the air flows from here, goes from inside here below the tank and right below the seat where the air filter is. The tank is actually more muscular when compared to the R3. This is a 14-liter tank. But even though it looks more muscular, it's the same size as the R3. In fact, everything is the same as the R3. There is the R3. The ground clearance happens to be 160mm and the seat height is 780mm, which is good for short riders, not good for people like me. The R3 just looks better, rides also better, is more comfortable somehow. This motorcycle is quite pointless. Both have the same engine, same power, same torque, everything is the same. Says Yamaha here on the engine casing. MT-03, the Yamaha logo right there. Why is this moving? What is this kind of quality? Oh my god, the panel is not very well put together. No adjustable levers. So for the price now, they are not even offering you anything. All LED lights, of course. This sort of is a screw which will remind you of what? Let me know. Does it replicate something? I'm not too sure. The rear section is the same as the R3. Again, hazard lights are turned on at the moment. Yamaha logo here on the tail, and the light will remind you of a lot of other Yamaha motorcycles. The rear tire size is 140/70/17. Rear disc is 220mm. The only electronic this motorcycle gets is dual channel ABS, which is a big thing because when the R3 was first launched in India, it did not get ABS. Yeah, that's quite shocking. There's no slipper clutch, there's no traction control, there's absolutely nothing in this motorcycle. Pillion will not be very comfortable. Where does he hold? He holds here. Seat is actually decently comfortable and peg position is very center set, I would say, which is more oriented towards comfort. The bike does look good. Only thing is the price ruins it completely. Quality of the switchgear and all is absolutely phenomenal. This is for the pass light, this is for the high beam, this is the horn, and this is for the indicator. This is to turn on the motorcycle. This is for the hazard. I'll turn it off at the moment. Let's turn off the motorcycle. Let's turn off the switch as well, and let me turn it on, and it does a full swipe up there. This is LCD, this is not TFT, and there's absolutely nothing on the inside because all I can see is twin trip meters, what's the fuel efficiency like, real time as well as average, and that's about it. Odometer obviously, fan turned on at the moment. Let's turn on the motorcycle. Now if you notice, it has a single piece handlebar. Obviously it doesn't get clip-ons because that's something which the R3 gets, so they have to differentiate both the motorcycles. Now let's rev it. Oh my god, it revs to almost 13,000 RPM, which is absolutely crazy. There's no Bluetooth connectivity. This is so plain and basic a motorcycle for a price which would make you question your decision. But does the ride experience really transform or make it worth it to buy such a motorcycle? Well, let's start riding right away. Alright, let's turn on this motorcycle. Smooth. I love that motorcycle, the R3. But the MT-03 is no less in terms of pricing, I mean. And I need to duck the trees coming on me. And off we go. Bike is smooth. It's actually quite engaging because a handlebar is a handlebar is a handlebar. In terms of street riding, it gives you so much fun now. You can just turn and twist very fast. So very easy motorcycle to ride. Performance is obviously decent, but for the price you obviously expect more. on-off throttle transition is not the best. Feels a bit jerky here and there, but I'm already in 4th gear, which is quite surprising. So we'll downshift to 3rd. Around the corners, it feels engaging enough, but the R3 feels better because the riding position is upright, right? Which is not the most comfortable because somehow it puts some pressure on your arms. That's not the case with the R3 because the R3 actually puts some weight on the front end. Now, the front end feel is better in the R3. Here, it feels a bit loose on the front end, but the bike feels definitely easier to ride without a doubt. And let's just jump some speed breakers because we can. Yeah, that's the advantage of a Street Fighter motorcycle. No F's given, although in terms of cycle parts both are identical only. There's not much to differentiate. This is just 2 kgs lighter at 167 kgs. You don't feel the weight on either of the motorcycles, and that 2 kgs lesser really doesn't make much of a difference either because the R3 is actually faster owing to better aerodynamics here. Obviously wind blast is a sort of an issue. A Street Fighter motorcycle has to be mad like the KTM Duke 390. This unfortunately is a bit too sober, liking, but still you love the engine because it's very high revving, although it doesn't freak you out. With the 390 you're always alert. Here you are a bit alert and a bit sleepy as well because it really doesn't scare you silly. A motorcycle needs to scare you silly. A motorcycle needs to make you in your pants with the kind of performance it offers. This unfortunately fails to do it, and that's a bit of a problem with the MT-03. It just doesn't have the charm of the R3 and doesn't have the grunt of its immediate rival, the KTM Duke 390, which cost rupees 1.7 lakhs lesser as well. So yeah, expensive motorcycle and yet doesn't offer the thrills you would expect. Now, in terms of top speed, this motorcycle has a top speed of 175 km per hour, around 4-5 km per hour less than the R3 because the R3 has better aeros due to the fairing. It's able to go that slightly more in terms of top speed as well, and the engine feels a bit buzzy on the foot pegs, on the handlebar, on the tank, on the seat as well, and that buzziness obviously rattles your testicles. A lot of buzziness around this RPM, which is around 8,000-9,000 RPM, but it is tractable. This engine, it has got good amount of low end grunt. It doesn't give you the kick in the pants feel even when you go in the top end of the rev range, but it feels very tractable on motor. It feels like something you can ride all day long without getting tired at all. So we are going to filter through here, which is not an issue at all for this motorcycle because it manages everything so well. It just it's so nice in that regard. But now I seem to have hit a roadblock, but never mind, we will get in from here and off we go. Me riding a motorcycle and behaving like a motorcyclist. What's new? First gear 64 km per hour, second gear 87 km per hour, into third gear when I realized there's just too much wind blast, 116 km per hour. Time to duck down for better aero efficiency. Not really working because there's just way too much wind blast here. So this handlebar actually gives you the leverage of trying to ride fast and having some fun. In that regard it does excel, but come on, the motorcycle needs to be faster still because it's not faster than the KTM Duke 390, taking around 5.9 seconds to go from 0 to 100 km per hour, which is a bit slow if you ask me. And the brakes aren't that brilliant either. Braking performance is okay, it's not that great. I miss a slipper clutch here for sure. Yeah, a slipper clutch should have been offered. And the bigger problem is that it does not have grippy tires. Tires could be better, so a lot of things could actually be better on this motorcycle. Taking a U-turn, not a hassle at all because yeah, it's easy to pilot, doesn't feel its weight at all. And then when you get into the throttle, you're gonna love this motorcycle for the performance because the performance is absolutely amazing in the top end. Revs to almost 13,000 RPM. So you're going to launch it. Obviously, yeah, this feels a bit stiff for the front brake. And here we go. That is fun for sure, no denying that fact. So this 321cc parallel twin engine makes 42 horsepower and 29.5 Newton meters of torque. It's not very powerful as such, and the problem is it's not frightening. There should have been a step up in power delivery in the top end. Instead it's super duper linear. I was actually going ahead a bit too fart. That's the freedom you get on a motorcycle, that you get additional boost when you fart, because I added 2 horsepower to the motorcycle and that's the reason it felt a little faster there. In spite of the high pricing of the MT-03, I would still say Yamaha over Honda, because look at this bike go front end lifting a bit. Yeah, in spite of just a measly, okay, false neutral, in spite of having a measly 42 horsepower, it still is actually fun to ride. And that's the best thing about this bike. It is actually the engine which is the real highlight here. Doesn't have traction control, it doesn't need it. Under 50 horsepower, what will traction control do? Absolutely nothing. It's not going to lose traction at all because there's barely any power here, and the power to the price ratio is absolutely terrible, and that's the reason. And I'll say absolutely one more time, I would absolutely not recommend this motorcycle. You're better off getting the R3, and since you're getting the R3, you're better off getting the RS457. From Aprilia, all those spare parts issues and reliability and all those things are not the best, but you get my drift, right? This is not a motorcycle worth buying because Yamaha has messed up big time in terms of the pricing. Yeah, the price could have been more aggressive. I know it's CBU, but still, come on, you can't loot Indians like that. You're not British. And off we go. Okay, I know. Shut up. Fuel efficiency is approximately 25 to 30 kilometers per liter, which is decent enough with a 14 liter fuel tank. The range is also decent. Yeah, that's somewhere around 400 kilometers, which isn't bad. Yeah, I was saying something I forgot. I was saying, yeah, Bluetooth connectivity is not there, but you're riding a motorcycle. You're not riding a disco. Why do you need Bluetooth connectivity? What is that urgent call about? If there's an urgent call, side पे stop कर और बात कर. बाइक चलानी ना तो freedom enjoy करने का, बिल्कुल फ़ोन पे नहीं बात करने का, बिल्कुल म्यूजिक नहीं सुनने का. I have never actually plugged earphones while riding a motorcycle. I don't understand the concept of listening to music while riding a motorcycle. I find it stupid because obviously we start listening to music on motorcycles when they go all electric. I'd rather walk and then ride an electric motorcycle, but still you get my drift, right? The sound of the engine is so pure and nice. Why would you ever want to listen to the, oh my god, that's an EV6. Sorry for the distraction. We were talking about EVs and a good EV passed by. So why would you want to listen to music while riding a motorcycle? The ride is actually good. Suspension is soft. The softness is good. The handling is decent. R3 handles better. The R3 is a better bike. Why are you wasting your time watching this video? But यहाँ तक पहुँच गए तो like तो बनता ही है. Motorcycle brings the madness in you. Bye bye.